fucking awesome. Come on, it's gonna be fucking awesome. You know the words. It's gonna be fucking awesome. That's it, see. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Yeah!
Hi ho, coolest geeks. Kermit D. Frog here. No, it's Jesse Blaze Snider. How you doing? I am excited. It's Saturday. We're doing fun things. I haven't done this before, but I wanted to introduce a new bit to the coolest picks, because coolest picks, I try to keep them within like the past 20 years, like things that are relatively recent. And then I wanted there to be like another category called like coolest classics. And there's a bunch that I will eventually get to on my list of coolest classics. But I just thought that today we might start off with The Three Amigos, because oh my God, this movie's so good. And I called it out to watch it the other day with some friends. I don't remember what group it was, but they were all kind of looked at me like, really? Like Three Amigos? Like, I'm like, it's really funny. They're like, really? Like I guess looking at the box art and stuff at a glance, Three Amigos to a lot of people may look like, I don't know, particularly silly and like older than it actually is, because it is a period piece. Like for its time, it was made in I think the mid 80s, and but they were depicting the like 40s and 20s, 30s cinema, early days of cinema. This movie is just so fucking hysterical. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's one of the most quoted movies in the Snider family. You know, we all know Three Amigos very well, and you know, we quote lots of movies, you know, Mel Brooks movies and other ones, but Three Amigos gets the most sharing. My father famously used to go on the road with this massive trunk filled with VHS tapes of all of his favorite movies. And Three Amigos, they used to watch that all the time on the road with Widowmaker, and they would always be quoting it. Their bass player, Mark Russell, was our babysitter occasionally, and we would quote Three Amigos with him. I'm just saying this because, you know, quoting movies, being able to have things being so good as they are, and say something like, you know, like think of movies that you quote a lot of things from, like The Big Lebowski. It's that kind of movie. It's a movie that's just so wonderful that like to remember certain quotes from it puts you into its vibe very quickly. And you know, I'm gonna go out of my way not to like spoil it in particular, but I am gonna just, you know, kind of fill you with like information and factoids about the thing. You know, the Three Amigos are Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, and Martin Short, who are all fucking wonderful in their own right. You know, even though Chevy seems like he's maybe a bit of a dick in real life, they're great in this movie, and they're just wonderful together in this. It's excellent. There are a ton of amazing performances by great comedy actors and little bit parts, and an amazing performance by the bad guy's amazing. His name's Alfonso Arroa. I don't know him from other things, El Guapo, but his sidekick is played by a guy named Tony Plana, and he's Jefe. And oh my God, my brothers used to call me Jefe. Jesse, Jefe, hey Jefe. Oh my God, I can repeat all of Jefe's dialogue. I won't do it now, but it's so. Oh my God, he's so fucking good, and he's the non-comedic part of the movie. Like he's part of like the serious part of the movie, and he is just so the delivery of lines and whatnot. It's just incredible. Some of the people that you'll find in the movie making appearances towards the beginning: John Lovitz, John Mategna, and the late great Phil Hartman. Have some great memorable parts. The movie is I don't know if it's written by him. I think it may be. Let's see. Yeah, it's written by Steve Martin, Lorne Michaels, and Randy Newman. And there is original music in this movie that is amazing. It's really amazing because some of it sounds like it must be a classic song that they, you know, licensed. But no, it's not a classic song. It's Randy Newman writing a classic, you know, kind of version of a song. And there's some really great songs in it. My Little Buttercup and Blue Shadows. I mean, I sing these freaking songs all the time. There's like, it's not a musical, but because they are musical, there's a number of song moments in the movie, and it's great. Randy Newman, if you're not a fan, I mean, I'm a big Randy Newman fan. He has always written music with a cutesiness, a funniness, a funness about it. He's known very well for doing the song Short People, and also as being responsible for the You Got a Friend in Me theme to Toy Story franchise. This movie's directed by John Landis, who you probably have heard of. You know, he's famous for the Blues Brothers. And, wow, those are the 4 movies that you have him listed as being known for. Oh, my God. Fucking John Landis. He'd be rolling over in his grave if he knew that those were the fucking John Landis movies. On IMDb, they've got Blues Brothers 2000 listed as some of the movies he's known for. That's some bullshit. As a director, you may know John Landis very well from films like Beverly Hills Cop 3. Sorry, I just wanted to do what they were doing. You may know him from Coming to America is a really good one from John Landis. Spies Like Us, I quite enjoy. What are some other good John Landis? Trading Places. An American Werewolf in London. And of course, the first one that I wanted to say, Animal House. I don't know how those ones are not the ones that are fucking listed up there. He's Kentucky Fried Movie. So, I mean, like, this is one of the great comedy guys doing a great comedy movie with 3 of the great comedy guys. Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, and Martin Short. And, I mean, it's really awesome. That, like I said, the songs in the movie are awesomely charming, and there's just so many quotable scenes and funny things. The premise is very similar to A Bug's Life, which kind of ripped it off, where basically, and you'll see at the beginning of the movie, these heroic guys get fired from their job. These heroic action movie actors, get fired from their job as movie actors, and they're seen in Mexico by a woman who really needs a miracle, and she thinks that their movie is real, and she writes them a letter that gets a little bit lost in translation as to what she's asking them to come do, and they think that basically they're being asked to come and put on a show for these Mexican people, and they've just lost their job, so they want a new opportunity. And they get embroiled in a real situation that they've never been in before because they're just actors. And it's really wonderfully funny. And I mean, seriously, when I say it's one of my favorite movies of all time, I mean it. One of my favorite movies of all time. So fucking good. You really need to check it out. I don't know if I want to say much more about it. As I really just recommend you guys all go out and watch it. It's so fucking good. I'm trying to think if there's anything in particular that seems like a major thing to share. I don't know, maybe it'll come to me while I promote the other podcasts. If you like music stuff, every Monday I do a show called All Your Favorite Bands Suck. We're building up a great catalog. I'm so excited because we got like 26 episodes now, so there's just tons of bands. Punk bands, humor bands, rap bands, rock bands, just all sorts of stuff. A couple weeks ago was like Akon. I think this week I did Stone Temple Pilots. Coming next week I'm doing Green Day. And basically it's like if there's bands that you want to get into, just go read the names of all the bands, and if there's any bands there that you've been, I always wanted to listen to them, this is like a really good place to start in terms of getting into these bands. So you can check that out. And then every Friday I'm doing a new show called Everything They Don't Want You to Know, which is basically like the information they're teaching the Freemasons and stuff. It's deep level esoteric knowledge as they talk about. One of my favorite subjects. I've studied very long and hard to be useful in terms of passing the information along. I hope you'll join me over there. And then also my comic book, Fucking for Our Future #1, is almost ready to launch on Kickstarter. You can sign up for notifications now if you go to www.backblaze, BLDSTS.com, Blacklight District Studios, BLDSTS.com, and you can see a whole preview for all the stuff. You want to sign up for notifications because we've got a cool thing called the Early Boob Special. It's a really good deal for the first 69 people who join in. As I said before, this book is very subversive and weird and different than you might imagine anything. It's very funny, though, very entertaining, and I think you'll love what me and Dizzy Arnold have put together for you. So I hope you'll check that out. Anyway, also finally about Coolest Geek Alive, we do our Wednesday show and we do our Saturday show where we'll review stuff. But now we've got a Sunday night live stream, the Coolest Geeks Alive stream with me and my best buddy Aaron Sparrow. This Sunday night it'll be 8 or 9 and 10 or 11 Pacific, 8 or 9 Eastern and 10 or 11 Pacific. And I've been interviewing Aaron, and he's been just talking about his career as an editor, working on licensed comics for Disney and Pixar and the Muppets and big video game studios. And his story is just so interesting and so many wonderful bits to learn from him about how the industry works. So it's really cool if you want to hang out with us. We're live and it's a live chat room and all that stuff. Eventually in the next few weeks, after I get all of Aaron's stories out of him, which is going to take a minute, we're going to start bringing in people to interview, and it's going to be me and Aaron doing this great Coolest Geeks live stream thing. Anyway, I love doing it. It's super fun. Aaron's my best buddy. It just gives me an excuse to get on and talk with him every week. So I hope you'll come and join me there. And, I do this every Wednesday and every Saturday, as you're seeing right now, with a coolest pick, or a classic pick now as we've gotten into it. But you can also email me at jessiblaze@jessiblaze.snyder.com. It's jessiblaze@jessesnyder.com. Forgive me. And you can find me on the Twitter at Coolest Geek JBS, and Instagram at the same way. I'm also on Facebook now. Look me up, people. Anyway, I just want to say thank you again. I thanked everybody on Wednesday for listening to the show. We've got really great numbers. We're like well over 500,000 a month now with downloads for Coolest Geek Alive, and I'm so grateful. Thank you guys so much for listening to the show, and thank you especially to all the people who listen through to the end of the show. Even though it's cool, sometimes you've gotten all the information you need and you move on. I don't friggin' judge anybody. Try to be as informational I can and give as much information as I can about these subjects, but eventually you're like, all right, bring this in for a landing. And sometimes people don't want to hear about the other shows and stuff, but I appreciate you guys the most who actually listen to the end of every episode and hear all the stuff that I have to say. I really do appreciate it. And thank you also for supporting our advertisers, because when we support the advertisers like BetterHelp, it helps me get more advertisers and keep growing the show and really making this what I do for a living, which is so cool that it gets to be a part of what I do for a living. I mean, I really enjoy doing all the things that I actually do for a living, like making music and making comic books and stuff. But this is a fun ancillary part of it that is painless and fun, and I get to be able to interact with a community of people who think like me and have similar passions to me, and I really do enjoy the hell out of it. And the fact that it's been able to make it easier for me to pursue my artistic pursuits by paying my bills and stuff as I do these podcasts and do it independently, working with the Podcast Playground, but we just have a 50-50 split together. It's really a nice, wonderful deal that we have, and I appreciate them. I appreciate working with them, and I appreciate the audience and all of our people who are getting ads with our show. So anyway, thank you guys so much. I love you so much. Care Bear stare to all of you out there, and I hope you do check out one of my favorite fucking movies, one of the funniest fucking movies of all time, and I hope maybe I'm not building it up too much, but I really think it'll hold up to scrutiny. 3 Amigos. Go check it out, guys, and join me next Saturday and again this Wednesday for another fucking awesome episode of the Coolest Geek Alive. Love you.
It's my favorite part. Isn't it heavy? I'll play that. Coolest Alive.
You've been listening to Coolest Geek Alive with me, your host, Jesse Blaze Snider. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more excellent geek culture content. Thanks for listening.